The world of football is about to witness one of the biggest transfer twists in recent times, and for those passionate about thrilling plays, blockbuster signings, and bold strategies, this news is an absolute gift. Imagine two world-renowned stars deciding to take a new direction in their careers together, while their current clubs work behind the scenes on deals that could redefine the landscape of the sport. It sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood script, but it's exactly what's happening behind the scenes in the Premier League and Serie A. At the center of this story are two shining stars, Darwin Nunez, the talented Uruguayan who captured hearts at Liverpool, and Federico Chiesa, the skillful Italian who once symbolized Juventus. They share more than just a passion for football, they now also share the ambition to wear the colors of Napoli, a club that is building a new era under the legendary Antonio Conte. And this isn't just speculation or gossip. According to journalist Gerardo Fasano, both players have already said yes to the idea of moving to southern Italy before the start of the 2025 and 2026 season. But as with any great story, there are more layers to this plot. Liverpool, the current home of Nunez and Chiesa, aren't simply willing to let them go without securing a worthy replacement. And this is where Victor Osimhen enters the scene, the Nigerian goal machine who has been coveted by Europe's biggest clubs ever since he exploded onto the global stage. Signing Osimhen would, without a doubt, be a masterstroke for the Reds, especially given he could be seen as an upgrade on Nunez's recent performances. However, as many epic stories have taught us, not everything goes according to plan, and Osimhen has yet to give his verdict on a potential move to Anfield. To better understand this fascinating tale, we need to take a few steps back and look at the context surrounding each of the main characters involved. Let's start with Darwin Nunez, whose journey at Liverpool has been filled with ups and downs. When he arrived at the club, expectations were sky high. He was seen as the future goalscorer who would lead the Reds back to their glory days in both the Premier League and the Champions League. However, the reality turned out differently. Despite flashes of his devastating potential, Nunez struggled to establish himself as a consistent finisher. Last season, for example, he played 30 league matches but scored only 5 goals, numbers that frankly don't reflect the investment the club made in him. Naturally, this raised the question, does Nunez truly fit into Arne Slot's style of play? On the other hand, there's Federico Chiesa, whose story at Liverpool so far can only be described as frustrating. After making the move from Juventus to Anfield in 2024, it was expected that Chiesa would bring pace, creativity and versatility to the Reds' attacking line. However, he barely managed to break into Slot's starting 11, featuring in just 6 Premier League matches. For a player of Chiesa's caliber, that is practically unthinkable. It's entirely understandable, then, that he is now looking for new horizons where he can regain his confidence and shine once again. And that's where Napoli come in, a club that has always known how to attract big names and transform them into true icons. Under Antonio Conte's leadership, the Italian side are not only looking to strengthen their squad to compete for the Scudetto but also to make a serious impact in Europe. The arrival of Kevin De Bruyne, who joined from Manchester City on a free transfer, was a clear signal that Napoli are ready to open their checkbook and use some clever strategy to build a highly competitive side. Now, imagine the impact Nunez and Chiesa could have on this ambitious project, two dynamic forwards, with complementary qualities, ready to revolutionize Napoli's attack. Does it sound like a distant dream? Perhaps not. Gerardo Fasano, well known for his reliable sources within the football world, has revealed crucial details about this colossal operation. According to him, both Nunez and Chiesa have already agreed in principle to the move to Napoli. However, one significant obstacle remains: Victor Osimhen's yes. The Nigerian striker, who has become a living legend in Naples thanks to his phenomenal performances, has not yet decided whether he wants to embark on the adventure of playing in the Premier League. His decision is vital because Liverpool intend to use the sale of Nunez and Chiesa as leverage to fund Osimhen's transfer. Without him, the entire plan could collapse. On top of that, there are also financial and bureaucratic hurdles to overcome. Transfers of this magnitude involve astronomical figures and complex agreements regarding player registration costs. Napoli and Liverpool are working tirelessly to iron out the details, but as we well know, in the world of football, nothing is guaranteed until the final whistle. This saga goes far beyond numbers and contracts. It touches directly on the emotions of the fans and the aspirations of the clubs involved. For Liverpool supporters, it's a mixed feeling. On one hand, losing players like Nunez and Chiesa would be a bitter pill to swallow, especially since the club is still trying to find the right formula to return to its dominant status in Europe. On the other hand, the chance to bring in Victor Osimhen, a player capable of changing games with a single moment of brilliance, is something few could resist. Just imagine Anfield roaring as the Nigerian fires home decisive goals in crucial matches. Could it be the rebirth of a new golden era? For Napoli fans, the prospect of welcoming two such talented forwards is more than enough reason to dream big. Nunez and Chiesa would form a lethal partnership, capable of wreaking havoc on opposition defenses. With Antonio Conte at the helm, the idea of seeing this attack operating in harmony with a midfield led by De Bruyne is simply irresistible. We could be looking at a team not only destined to fight for silverware but also to dazzle audiences with their technical quality and tactical prowess. As we await the outcome of this story, it's worth remembering that football is unpredictable and full of surprises. The coming weeks promise to be filled with intense negotiations, strategic statements, and, who knows, announcements that will set supporters' hearts racing. What is certain is that, regardless of the final outcome, this is one of the most exciting transfer sagas in recent years. And while the futures of Darwin Nunez and Federico Chiesa seem increasingly tied to Napoli, another surprising chapter could be about to be written in Liverpool's transfer window. According to experts, one of the Reds' most trusted stars could also be on the verge of leaving this summer. Want to know who it is, and how it could impact the club's plans? Click the card right here and uncover the details of this latest twist. See you there.